I'm going to walk you through adding subscription, follower, and bit alerts to your Twitch stream using Streamer.bot and OBS Studio. After you open up Streamer.bot, you're going to want to go to the Actions tab, and we'll set up a follower alert from scratch. So to do that, under Actions, you would right-click Add, and we'll name it Tutorial Follow, and we'll put it in a group called Tutorial. You don't have to click anything here. It's already enabled. You could hit OK. Now, the next thing we do is set up a trigger that listens to Twitch chat for followers. To do that, you would right-click Twitch channel follow. That's it. Now, whenever someone follows us on Twitch, anything we define in sub-actions will occur. Under sub-actions are going to be whatever we define to happen when someone follows us. So for that, we're going to first want to go into OBS Studio, and we're going to define a text source under sources to hold the username and say thanks. So under sources, you add text GDI, and we'll name it follower thanks and hit OK. You don't have to define anything here yet. This is all for formatting and how you want it to appear on screen, but let's just get it working first. So now we have follower thanks set up there. So next we'll go back to Streamer.bot, and we're going to add a sub action to populate that field with the person's name and say thank you. So what you would do is click under sub actions and go to OBS sources, set GDI text. Now our scene is called video recording for what we're doing right now. What I would recommend doing is having a nested scene set up to hold all of your alerts. That's a different story tutorial. We're not getting into that now. We're just getting the alerts working. So under the video recording scene, the source follower thanks, which is what we defined, we're going to put in %user, and that's going to show the user's name that follows and say thanks for the follow. That's it. Now, whenever someone follows us, this is going to trigger this sub action, right? So we're going to test that out by right clicking here and test trigger. And then we'll go back to OBS Studio. And we have a name here of a person that it grabbed from chat and it tested out. Looks really big and stupid, huh? We can't really make that work. So what I would do in this situation is right click on the alert properties, scroll all the way down. We're going to use custom chat extents and set it to our base canvas size of 1920 by 1080 and hit OK. Now we can kind of see their name squeezes into our frame. Now this looks terrible. You have to format it a little bit. So we'll get into that a little bit here, not too much. But you go to properties, select the font. It's 256 points, a little big. 72 is probably too big. We'll leave it on 48. Hit OK. Now it's up there. It's not too big, but it's still not readable. So what I would do in this situation, and this is where you're going to format your alert and make it look like a part of your stream. But just to get you started, what we would do here is add a color source. And we'll name it follower back. And we're going to make it black. It's going to be the width and height of the screen by default. What we would do is put it behind our follower thanks message. Now you can read it, but screen's all black. That's not great. What you would do here is, depending on how you're going to format it, you can set it up to fit the screen a little better. You got to play with it, but that's, you know, how you want your alert to be, right? Now, for the follower thanks message, maybe having it 1920 by 1080 is not the best. So what you would do here is on your follower back, you have your width set to 800. Let's make it so this can no longer be wider than 800, so it'll fit inside of this box always. And I don't remember what the size was. It was 100. So now our alert is always going to fit inside of this box, and we can kind of just center it a little bit for now. Now, it still says thanks for following. We don't want it to be shown all the time. So what we would do is go back to Streamer.bot, and we're going to add some more sub actions to kind of format it a little bit. So core delay, and we'll set it for 10,000 milliseconds or 10 seconds. Well, let's make it easier and just do 5,000 for the sake of the video. So now what happens is the sub actions will get the person's name and display it here. But what we kind of want to do is set up the OBS sources set visibility state. And we're going to want it for follower thanks. And we want it to be visible. So I'm going to Control C and Control V and copy of that. And we're going to set it up for the background as well, the color source. Now I'm going to Control C, Control V, Control C, Control V, and we're going to change these to hidden. So it'll hide them when we're done. We drag this delay in between here. Now what we have happening is it grabs the text, displays it. Well, it grabs the text, sets it in that source. It'll display the source and the background, wait 5 seconds, hide the thanks, and then hide the background. So let's see that in action. What you would do here is set these to hidden, and then we'll go ahead and test the trigger. Oh, Nightbot, thanks for the follow. Great, now we can see it. And that's all you have to do to set up a follow alert. After 5 seconds, it'll hide. Little more formatting tip here. For thanks, you can put a show transition to fade and a hide transition to fade for the thanks. And we'll leave the back alone for right now. So we hide them and we would test out the trigger again. That doesn't look great. We would put another delay in here. So maybe we'll just make it 1 second. It's in between showing the back and the text. So now gets the name, puts it in the source. The back is visible, waits a second, shows the thank you message. Let's try that. A little cleaner. You're going to have to try out your own formatting there. And when it hides, it gets a little weird. So let's take that 1 second, put it between here and here. And it will now look like this. Shows the back, fades in the thanks. And then the thanks should fade out after 5 seconds. And the back appears a second after that. Perfect. Okay, that's a follower alert from start to finish. That's it. And you don't have to do anything else. All right, I lied. You have to do a lot else. You got to format it so it looks like it's part of your stream. So my follower alert under alerts, follower alert, is attached to my nested webcam frame, which is what you're seeing here. And if I test that, it drops down, displays the name, says as part of the following. Now I know I have a follower. There's no sound attached to it or anything else, and it pulls back up. That's kind of a clean follower alert. It's not very intricate. I don't really want my alerts to take away from anything else happening on the stream, so I really don't recommend going too crazy with them. But for starters, you know, this will work. A sub alert works kind of in the same vein. What you would do is set your trigger to be a trigger Twitch subscription, right? So what you would have done here is add Twitch and subscription. And now you can define if it's a prime sub, a tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3, and then define sub actions based on what the trigger is listening for. For mine, it's just any subscription will give the same alert. And since we already are experts at this, right, we're paying attention. Your sub alert text is what I defined as is no longer with us. Our sub alert name is just the user. It's separated to make formatting it a little easier for me. I don't know if there's a better way to do it. That's how I do it. We have a sound that plays, and then we show the backing is visible. Wait half a second, show the sub alert name, wait a full second, the text, wait 4 seconds, and then we hide everything with delays in there. So it's nice and clean. So we'll look at one of the subscriptions. That's what my subscription alert looks like. Once again, it's not too crazy, but it does have a sound in there. If you hear it, you could thank the subscriber. Bit alert, again, same kind of setup, nothing really different. You're going to listen for a trigger of a cheer in chat, right? So to have set that up, it's Twitch chat cheer. Now here you would set up, if you want specific alerts to happen when people donate specific bit amounts. So if you wanted every time 1,000 bits, one action would happen, you can define that here. What I have is just any bit more than one for right now. I really didn't get too involved setting that up. Would have the same alert played. So to show what that looks like, got the person's name and then the message underneath, and then it'll fade away and then roll up the back color source, the back black color source. There's no delay in there. There should be. So let's fix that while we're looking. So now when it hides, it should fade out the text, fade out the message, or fade out the message first, then fade out the text, and then roll up the backing color source. It still doesn't. I mean, it's pretty good learning here. So we're going to move the back to the bottom and move the name up. So now it's hide the alert message, hide the name, and then roll up the back. Let's try it again. So now we have the name, message, the background appears, and what we should have is the message, name, both fade out, and then the back blacking comes up. Perfect, it works. What a fun thing to troubleshoot while trying to set up a tutorial video. All right, well, whatever. I mean, that's kind of just a follower alert, a bit alert, and sub alert. Donation alerts are kind of a different beast. You have to set that up through like somewhere that'll process the payment for you. What most people use is Streamlabs. It's kind of easy. I don't know if there's a better or worse or which one to use. I just know I have it set up for Streamlabs, and I believe that's under the trigger would be under integrations and then Streamlabs. And then it's set up under donation, right? And then you set up minimum and max donation amount. I just have it set to anything greater than 1 will show that. There's a little bit of setting up you have to do to get that integration working. It's not too hard. I believe it's under integrations tab. Let's take a look. Yeah. So there's instructions here how to do that. I'm not getting into that right now. My donation alert is a little annoying because it's acknowledging people's money that they're donating. So I would want to stop what I'm doing and acknowledge that. I'll go ahead and show it. Again, it's a little annoying and it's kind of loud, but it gets your attention. Some alerts maybe should get your attention when people are giving you money, which is nice, a nice gesture. But again, that's pretty much it. Like, this looks overwhelming and it looks like you need to know everything, but this follow here is basically a building block to set up your bit alerts, sub alerts, donations alerts. And again, you set your action, you set a trigger to listen for that action, and then you set the sub actions to occur. It's not hard to do. I'm confident you could do it watching this video, and that's it. I mean, everything else is going to be formatting that alert, right? It's always going to be getting it to look how you want and how you want it to appear on your stream. That's why I kind of like using Streamer.bot, right? Because if you use Streamlabs or Stream Elements or the now defunct Twitch Studio, you're setting things up in HTML with CSS and JavaScripts. You know, that stuff's not hard to do, but this is easier to do, right? You're just setting up your sources in OBS Studio. You're kind of cutting out, you're not cutting out the middleman because you're using Streamer.bot, but Streamer.bot's nice. It's a very low profile program and you could house so much stuff in there. It's a really nice piece of software to use. And that's that. I mean, everything's going to be how you format that alert to look. That's the most important part of it. I mean, getting it working is important too, but how it looks is going to be where you spend most of your time. Getting it to pop up, that's the easy part. Um, so should I know if you run into any snags, feel free to hit me up in Discord. I'm happy to help. If you make something that looks cool, also hit me up in Discord. I'm happy to look. That's it. So good luck, be creative, and have fun with it.